Hi, I'm Gabby, your host, and we're here with another episode of Wedding Workshop TV. We know times are a little crazy right now, so we hope you and your family are staying safe and healthy. We thought this might be a good time, though, to introduce live streaming and how you can incorporate that into your big day for some of the family members or friends that may not be able to attend in person. Joining us today is Jason Metropolis, owner of Metrospec Media here in the St. Louis area. He'll be giving us a lot of tips and tricks and answering some questions when it comes to live streaming your big day. Well, it's good to be back in the studio together. It's nice to be able to do this in person. I know with the way the world has been the past couple of months, we've had to do things more remotely now, and I think we've learned a lot from it and just communicating with each other via video conference or phone or text, but it's always good to be in person, so happy to be back. But I think what we're seeing in the world is that a lot of the things businesses are learning through this time is definitely carrying over into events as well. And so we wanted to get your take on live streaming, what it is and how it's being incorporated into weddings where it wasn't previous to the pandemic.
So what live streaming is basically watching like live TV. When you watch the news or like say a hockey game or a Cardinals game, that's live. But with live streaming, the difference is it's just going on the internet. So like Facebook Live, YouTube Live, so people can watch the actual weddings and stuff on their phones. You wouldn't really watch it on a TV screen, it's all computers.
Is it like somebody's filming it? Is it just kind of set up in a corner? Like what does it really look like on the other end?
So there's many ways you can live stream. To the most basic thing, it could be someone just on their phone doing a Facebook Live onto their Facebook page. But what we do is a lot more high-end, better production, that it's not just someone on their phone, like it's shaky and stuff. So what we do is we hook up a bunch of cameras and we actually have a switcher board and everything that goes into our computer. And with that, we can actually switch cameras. So you always have the best angle. And we're able to actually hook up audio, like microphones and stuff, to that switcher board. So you can actually hear the valves as they're saying, and as people walk to the podium and stuff, you can actually hear them talking versus someone just using their phone in the audience that you really can't hear anything. It's also a lot more secure and like reliable than trying to do something with your phone. A
lot of that stuff, if you have a video or a photo package, you're probably already doing. So it's really not a major shift to then live stream as well. Some of that stuff is already set up. So it's almost like an add-on to a video package.
Yeah, so what we do is most of our brides are add-ons. They want to add live streaming to it versus just out of the blue hiring us to do a live stream. So yeah, I mean, we have, like, it was an easy transition for us because we have all the cameras and stuff already. But you do need an additional person to be at the ceremony because we need someone to actually run the computer, moderate the internet and everything like that. So there is more setup time with that too. Yeah,
I was gonna say that's good to know that there's somebody dedicated to focusing on the live stream, because I think obviously the budget-friendly option is to, like you said, set your phone up, maybe a Facebook or Instagram account, and hopefully get like a little tripod. I literally just forgot the word. Hopefully get like a little tripod so you know it's stable and everything, and you do what you can with what you've got, right? But there is some value to maybe grandparents can't show up to weddings now because it's just not safe, and you want them to be able to really feel like they're there, not watching it through Facebook from the back corner of a church or a hall or something like that. I'm sure there's some really important people sitting on the other side of that screen watching.
Yeah, definitely. And like I think the number one, the big reason to like hire a professional to do it versus just someone with their phone is the fact that you can hear audio from the ceremony versus being in the crowd, you can't hear anything. So like with my company, we kind of offer two packages right now for live streaming. There's the most basic is when it's just one camera and then we plug into the mics on, let's say the church or wherever we're at. And then that way it's live streaming, and then we just have someone adjusting the camera as it's happening. And then we have a more advanced package, and that's when we would hook up like 3, maybe even 4 cameras if we thought it was necessary. And that's when like we would use something like a switcher board. So with like this, we can actually cut between cameras as it's happening. So you always have the best angle, and it's streaming online. We host the live stream on our website. So it's just easy, so we can tell all the guests. You can just go, like a lot of times it's just metrospecmedia/livestream.com.
And how have you seen a lot of the couples sharing out that link so that people are able to access it?
Yeah, so a lot of the couples are actually just putting on their invites.
Oh, okay.
So they put, when they send out their invites, they do the live stream link. which is just a URL
Yeah.
address. And then I also would do email to like send it out to a bunch of people.
And it's all completely compatible with either desktop, laptop, or mobile.
Yep.
So I could pull it up on my phone if I'm
As
sitting
long
on
as
the
you have
couch.
internet, you can do it. You can watch it. With my company, every wedding we take on, we do a location scout before we even show up. Because I don't want to promise a couple that I'm going to do a live stream and I don't know if that's possible. I always like we go out and actually physically check the place, make sure we have power there, and there's some other variables to check out. Because there could be restrictions there, like if it's a solid concrete bunker we're in or something.
Yes, we all do get married in solid concrete bunkers.
Well, nowadays you might.
Right, you might have to. It might be the only thing that's available.
Yeah, so
that's great to know for the couples that are watching this that maybe haven't selected your venue yet. Definitely check with the either owner of the venue or the manager to make sure that you have proper Wi-Fi connection so that live stream could be available. And then are you able to save down? Because I know with some social media platforms you can download the live video that you took from the time you took it. So are you able to save it down and give it back to the couple?
it stays on our YouTube channel and it'll stay there forever. And then we also send our couples a finished video. So we'll send it once the wedding's over. We'll send them a downloadable link, so they have that.
So you do have the option to password protect if you so
and that's
choose.
another option. We can actually do a password protection on YouTube, or we can do a password protection on our website. But I wouldn't recommend it because it's just another layer of complication.
Makes it difficult for people to show up.
Yeah, and then like sometimes with people with technology, you just want to keep it simple.
So just steering clear of Zoom. That's where you have to run into people muting themselves or people's cameras being off or whatever.
Yeah, Zoom is good if the couple wants to actually interact with the people there, and wants to see their faces, then I would recommend Zoom because then you can go up maybe after the ceremony. And I've seen a couple do this and they went and said hello to everyone. But what I would do probably is like I say, we're using our YouTube link. Anyone watching the YouTube link can comment if we enable it. So they can write comments. So if like the couple want to come over and just say, hey, thank you everyone for watching. We really miss you guys. We love you. They would see that. The people watching the live stream would see it and they could comment and say, we love you too. That's a little bit cleaner. But if they wanted to actually see their faces, and then you would use Zoom.
For our viewers watching, I want to know what are some best practices for the couple who might be preparing for the live stream at their ceremony, or even for some of the guests who are attending, just to make sure that this goes off without a hitch.
Yeah, so I would say a big thing is that I see this a lot is that they make an announcement for this before the ceremony starts, asking people to make sure their cell phones are turned off. Please stay seated during the ceremony because these are live. So it's like if someone walks in front of the camera, they're blocking the audience online.
That's also just a good reminder for the guests to know that you are on camera and it is being broadcast.
I mean, regardless, it's great for wedding videography, even when being seated, because sometimes you get people like, well, actually stand up and
Yeah, but it's always good to remind guests because I think they're probably not thinking about it in the same way you are. It's not their big day, and it's usually not out of disrespect. It's just didn't cross their mind. So maybe just adding to the announcement at the beginning when you ask people to silence their phones, remain seated, or if you expect to be moving around during the ceremony, maybe pointing out the cameras too, like where are the good places to sit so that you're like, don't sit in the third row if you think you're gonna have to go to the bathroom, or if you have a little kid that might need to go to the bathroom.
I think honestly we're gonna see a big turn for smaller weddings more than ever, like down the road, because I mean, who's to say when the next pandemic is gonna happen, you know? So I think like the idea of having 600 guests or something, and also like that's a lot of people, period. And that's a lot on the couple, like just the stress of that. So I think the idea of having a smaller wedding is a good thing. And trying to figure out how you can still incorporate guests that can't be in attendance. So that's a great thing live stream does.
No, I really think you nailed it. I think this is where weddings are going. This is the future of weddings. Now it's a little melancholy to have to do this during these times because we wish that our family and friends could be there with us in person. But live stream, as Jason said, is a really great option, and we see this happening more in the future, even outside of the pandemic, outside of those restrictions.
I also would think like what's really good, you know, like kind of the positive side of all the stuff that's going on is that people are thinking about what's the most important about their wedding day versus like all the flash.
Yeah.
Or like showing off and, oh, I got to invite cousin Jeffrey's second cousin, third cousin's best friend,
Wife.
aunt, something. Like what?
Right.
No, you don't need to. It's all about like weddings are about the couple. That's number one. And number two is about the family that gets to be there. And I think if you can have the immediate family members that are your loved ones that are, who are most important to you be there, that's what really matters.
Yeah.
And everyone else, like your friends, your coworkers, like it's great. You want them there too, but at the end of the day, like you're still gonna marry your significant other. And that's what matters. And you get to start your journey on your new life.
You're such a romantic. I love it.
Well,
no, you're right. Absolutely.
I try to remind the couples, like, I know it's bad. Like, this is rough because you expect this big wedding, but you have to take a step back and be thankful for what you have, you know? Like, at least thank you, I can have my mom and dad can still come, you know? And at least my grandparents can't be there, but they can at least come in online and they can still experience it.
Yeah.
And then also, I see a lot of couples doing is they're having their ceremony, a smaller count, and then they're doing like a little small rehearsal dinner afterwards. And then they're pushing off the big reception for next year. Everything calms down. So that's very popular too. We all are adapting, and like that's a big reason why my company, we made a huge investment in the live streaming because we're adapting.
Right.
Like weddings slow down. Yeah, and like weddings slow down a little bit during quarantine. But there, I mean, a lot of people are just like, you know what, screw it, we're gonna get married.
Jason, thank you so much for joining us today, shedding some light on live streaming, how it works, how your company does it. It's been a huge help, and I think we got a lot of great tips for our viewers. So hopefully we can all take a little bit of this home and apply it to upcoming events and weddings. But how do we find you?
Me? I think the best way is just go to our website, metrospectmedia.com. And on there, you can actually email us through there.
Okay, great.
And then I personally look over a lot of the emails myself. So you'll probably talk to me.
Thank you all for watching today. We hope you guys got some great tips and tricks when it comes to live streaming your wedding. Also, check out our social media accounts and subscribe to our channel. Jason, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Gabby, how are you? That's awkward.
No, I was weird.
Thanks, Gabby. It's good to be back. How's that?
Did I look so unentertained by that? Jason, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Gabby.
No.
Well, happy to be back. What am I supposed to say?
Jason, are you ready?
One more time.
Okay.
Okay.
Jason, welcome back to the show. No. Oh my God. Do you want me to redo it? Yeah. Do you want a cuter one? Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Gabby. It's good to be back.
Ah, that's it.
We'll just cut to the close-up, and I'll just say my line. Okay? So you're on me. Okay. Thanks, Gabby. It's good to be back. Was that?
You looked right into the camera.